Sunday, 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 Sunday. It's Sunday, 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 Sunday school. Sunday, 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 Sunday. It's Sunday, Sunday.
Hey guys, it's Miss Waynell from ThatSundaySchoolGirl.com. You already know I am basically like your super cool auntie who just happens to teach Sunday school, and I'm here to get you ready for Sunday, November 22nd. I am so excited about this weekend, and I cannot wait to tell you all about it. I'm sure that you have great things planned, and you always know that I want to make sure that you're ready to be a great student and participate in your class. Although I know some of you actually watch this in class, so I'm so happy to see you this weekend. Listen, I think some of you got out of school today and you're out like all next week because it's Thanksgiving. So let me go ahead and say it early. Happy Thanksgiving to you. I know that we're not able to do things in our traditional ways with our families. My family usually has like 50 to 70 people because my mom is from a really big family. So obviously we're not getting a chance to have our traditional Thanksgiving this year, but I'm looking forward to doing something really, really small with my immediate family. So hopefully, even though we won't be able to do it like we always do it, yours will be as amazing. And most of all, I want you to find a space of just being thankful, just being grateful. Although this year hasn't been anything like we imagined, this is really our time to pause and think about all of the good things about God. And so just remember that God has been faithful to us, that God has continued to help us. And even though we still have some things to figure out, God is on our side, and He has a wonderful plan for my life and your life. And so I want you to find those things. In fact, make a list of 5 things that all week long, I just want you to focus on gratitude and focus on the things that you are thankful for. And I want you to know that I am thankful for you. So listen, I told you I'm excited about the weekend. In the spirit of Thanksgiving, my church this weekend is giving out food baskets to people who don't have enough food or who need help feeding their families. And I know you're like, well, why is she excited about that? Well, because it reminds me of our Sunday school lesson this week, which is about shared love. By the way, if you don't have the kid pack already, ask your adult or your teacher to please download it. It's in the comments down below. It's got some fun activities, and I think you will enjoy it. So again, this idea that we're going to give out food, turkeys, and everything that's needed for the Thanksgiving meal. What are your favorite things to eat? I am so looking forward to the dressing. I kind of like turkey sometimes not, but I love dressing. I love yams. I love the mac and cheese. And I think we're going to have some brisket. So those are my favorites. But I understand that there are people who are looking forward to things. And when we help with these food boxes, it will have those kinds of things so they can enjoy the same type of meal with their family. That is what sharing at this time of year is all about. And that is exactly what happens in our lesson this week as we look at the church in Acts. Our lesson comes from Acts chapter 4, verses 32 through 37, and chapter 5, verses 1 through 11. There's a church, a community of people. What's a community? The community is the people around you that you know, that you love, that you trust. I'm curious, who is your community? I know your family's a community, but do you have another community of friends? Maybe you're a scout, a Girl Scout. Are you in any groups? Are you on a sporting team? Well, sometimes those people become your community, and we care about the people in our community, and we kind of have the same goals and the things that we want to accomplish. And that's what happened in this church. This church had one heart. They had one soul. They were praying people. They believed in God. But here's my favorite part about them. Just like many of us for this week coming up, we care about other people and making sure that they have what they need to have a good Thanksgiving. This church in Acts cared about other people. They made sure that everyone connected to their church had what they needed. And they went through extreme lengths to do that. If somebody didn't have something, people would actually sell their homes. They would sell the land, and they would bring all the money back and let the apostles decide who needed the most help. What an awesome community when you know that people care about you and that they don't want to see you fall and they don't want to see you without. So there's a story in our lesson about a man whose name is Joseph, and your Bible may say Joseph. Well, he saw that there were people who had a need. He sold some land that he had, and he brought the money to the church for the apostles to share. Well, then we go into chapter 5, and there was another man who, even though he lived in the community and he looked like everybody in the community, man, he really didn't have the same heart as everybody else. How do we know that? Well, because he saw that Joseph sold his land and that everyone was celebrating him and they were happy, and he decided, I want to be like him. I want people to celebrate me. I want them to clap when I come in. I want them to think that I did a really big thing. And so this man's name was Ananias. He had a wife named Sapphira. Ananias and Sapphira sold a piece of land, but they did not bring all of the money to the apostles. It's like maybe they made $1,000, and instead of bringing the whole $1,000, they only brought $800 and said, here's the money. Well, that was a problem, because they didn't tell the truth. They lied about the amount of money that they brought in, pretending that it was the full amount that was sold. And Peter, one of the apostles, when he saw Ananias, he had questions. Why would you do that? This was your land. You didn't even have to sell it. You didn't have to do anything. But once you decided that you were going to do it, man, you could have come and said, I only have this amount of money. But you pretended like you brought everything. And that was dishonest. Ananias and Sapphira were not honest inside of their community. Listen, when we are in a trusted space with family, with friends, with teammates, with scout members, with tribes that we're a part of, when you are a part of a community, we are expected to give and not always take. And Ananias here was trying to take glory and take credit, but man, he wasn't a good community member. And so Peter says to him, you were dishonest. In fact, you lied not just to the people in this community, but you lied to God. You lied to the Spirit. And because he did, immediately he had consequences. There are always consequences when we make bad decisions. And because of his bad decision, Ananias died immediately, and men carried him off and buried him. In that culture, they didn't wait several days or a week for your family to get together. They buried you immediately. Well, his wife wasn't there when that happened. And so she comes 3 hours later, and Peter says, hey, Sapphira, the amount of money that Ananias brought earlier, is that what you all sold the land for? In this moment, his wife had an opportunity to make the right decision. I know that sometimes telling the truth may feel like it's scary, because I'm sure Sapphira was a little nervous. What would happen if she told Peter the truth? Would he be angry? Would there be consequences? And so instead of making the right decision, even when it was hard to do, she too told a lie. And Peter said, just like your husband who's already died before you, you're going to die too. And she died there, and everyone knew what happened, and everyone was aware that God is not pleased when we are not honest. But the bigger part of the story is back to this idea of sharing, that you and I, as parts of our community, are responsible for making sure that everybody in our community is taken care of. It's important that no one goes without. I want you to pay attention this week as you're walking along your journey of being grateful in your gratitude for those 5 things. I want you to pay attention to people around you and just making sure that you're helping your families to watch for others who may not have everything that we need in this holiday season. Here is what I really want you to know. Godly community is important. The people that you hang around, they're important. The people that you choose to be around. Be careful about the people that you consider your community. Make sure that you all have the same attitude, and that you have the same vision, and that you have the same goals, that you want positive things together, that you stand up for each other, and that you look out for each other. We benefit from the support of our family and friends. So even in this week in Thanksgiving, be grateful and remember the community of family and friends around you who love you. We should care that others in our community are okay and making sure that their needs are met. That does not mean that you have to buy everybody name brand tennis shoes, but we never want people not to have food to eat and clothing to wear and to be able to have a place to live. Lying lips, being manipulative, I can't say the word, manipulative, or being sneaky does not please God. He wants us always to be truth tellers. It's so hard to cover up a lie once a lie has been told. So always make sure that you're using your words in a way that is honest, because we can fool other people with our lies, but we can never fool God. God is holy. He requires us to be holy. That means that we live in a way that pleases Him. And we must know that when we don't make the right decisions, there are consequences for dishonoring God. So this week, again, I pray that you will be grateful for what God has done. Love your family. Love your community. Have an awesome Thanksgiving. Again, I'm so grateful for you. I love you. I'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.
Changing the way you see Sunday school with that Sunday school.